Good afternoon, friends and relatives. Mrs.Joanne here. Yesterday, we talked about the bees and the bug hotel, and I showed you some of the beginning of this book about the bees. So we're going to finish reading this book today. It's called The Bug Hotel, and it is a lift the flap book of discovery, and it's a Clover Robin book of nature. And it's got a lot of other little bits of information about different bugs. So let's get started. Bees are very important, and that's what we talked about. We talked about yesterday. We talked about this bee hotel right here, and I showed you the one that I have. I have two of them. Okay. Bees are very important. They carry pollen from flower to flower, which helps more plants to grow. This process is called pollination. And without it, our flowers, plants, and food supplies would suffer. We talked about yesterday how the bees go from flower to flower, and they have the pollen on their feet, and they bring it to the flower, and that pollinates the flower so we can have little plants growing. Now the bee, B-E-E. This is the bees that we talked about. The hollows of bamboo canes are an ideal place for solitary bees, bumblebee bees, and wasps to make their nest, lay eggs, and escape bad weather. Female solitary bees create tiny cells or nests for their eggs within the bamboo cane. They can lay up to 30 eggs in a lifetime. And here's the three different kinds of bees we talked about yesterday. We have the solitary bee, usually work and live alone, which is why they are called solitary, because they are alone. We have the bumblebee. They are very easy to spot because they are larger than the honeybees and they look a lot fluffier. And then we have the wasp. Wasps may look like bees, but they are different. They have a pointed body and a very narrow waist. And there's the three different kinds of bees that we just talked about. And there's their little house, their habitat. Now we're talking about a butterfly. Now butterflies, this enclosed box with vertical slits give shelter to butterflies in the winter. The tall, thin holes protect the delicate wings of the butterflies flying in and out. When the air temperature drops, butterflies fall into a deep sleep to save their energy and get ready for spring. Butterfly boxes are important since they keep butterflies safe while they are in this sleepy state. So this is vertical. These are vertical lines. See that? Up and down. So if you stand up straight and put your hands by your side, you're standing up vertical. But if you lay down on the floor like this and you just lay across the floor, that's horizontal. So this box has vertical lines so the butterflies can fly in and out. Now over here is the life cycle of a butterfly. And we talked about this in school, but we'll talk about it again. The first one is the egg. Butterflies usually lay their eggs on leaves or stems or plants. Now the second step is the caterpillar. Now, once hatched, a caterpillar will immediately start eating leaves. It can grow up to 100 times its original size. And we know about another story about a caterpillar, the hungry little caterpillar, and it just ate and ate and ate and ate and ate. Remember that story? Now, the next one is a chrysalis. See that? The chrysalis is a fully grown caterpillar will then form a chrysalis, a natural sac where it will change into a butterfly. And that's where it's getting ready to change into a butterfly. And then the last one, stage 4, is the butterfly. A few weeks or months later, the chrysalis will split open and a butterfly will appear. There you go. That's the life cycle of a butterfly. Oh my, the beetles. Beetles are one of the world's oldest creatures. They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And there are over 300,000 species of beetles in the world. Species is another word for types. There are 300,000 types of beetles in the world. Now, this is a stag beetle, and they get their name from their large antlers. Antlers sitting up on top of their heads. There it is. Now, I'm going to open up this one and look at, there's different kinds of beetles. Let's read about them. Beetles can be found wherever plants and trees are able to grow. This means you can find beetles almost anywhere in the planet. Wasp beetles are able to trick predators. Their black and yellow shells make them look like wasps resting after a long flight. And green dock beetles are easily recognizable with their round metallic green and blue shells. Here's the wasp beetle. It looks just like that wasp we were just talking about on the other page. Now, this is the beetle box right here. See, now, so this beetle right here, bark, dead wood, and twigs are important food sources for young wood beetles. Old wood is difficult to find in gardens and parks since humans regularly clear out all the dead trees. When you're clearing out some stuff in your backyard, you take the dead trees away. So it's important to include some in a bug hotel for the beetles to eat. So that's what they did. They put some dead trees, bark, and twigs inside this little beetle hotel. Snails. Now here's a snail. We talked about snail mail. Remember we read that book? Here's snails. Now snails come out mainly at night. So a dark and protected habitat helps to keep them cool, happy, and safe from predators, such as birds during the daytime. Birds like to eat snails. That is what a predator means. It's something that eats this guy. So a bird would be a predator for a snail. He has to be careful. Loose tiles and broken plant parts stuffed with grass and leaves make a fantastic shelter for little snails. So that's what they did here. They put some plant pot and they put some leaves and pine cones and stuff, and that's for the snails. Snails move on a trail of slime called mucus. It allows snails to slide along rough surfaces, travel vertically again, and even move when upside down. So that mucus sticks them. Snails are one of the world's slowest creatures with a top speed of around 0.06 miles per hour. They are really slow. Now let's open this up. It's not a snail. No way, Jose. What is it? It's an earthworms. Earthworms live in the soil. They dig lots of little tunnels to get around, and these allow all the nutrients, air, and water to trickle down into the ground. Earthworms are known as the gardener's best friend. Earthworms improve the quality of the soil and help plants to grow. There. Now at school, we actually have a earthworm house, and we feed them. We feed them our leftover salads, and they make compost for us. And then we use the dirt that they've been in for our plants and flowers. Now these spiders are known for building intricate webs. These webs help spiders to catch prey without the need of hunting. Since the food comes directly to them. So look, it gets stuck in the spider's web. Webs are made from special silk that is produced in the spider's spinneret. They call them spinneret glands. The spider has a special place where it makes the webs, and then they shoot it out and they make their own web. Now, let's look at this. A spider will usually make a new web every day. Most spiders catch and eat small insects such as flies, centipedes, and woodlice. Now, here's a fly. This fly is stuck in that web. Now, flies can fly vertically. We've talked about those words, and horizontally. And they can even fly backwards, vertically, horizontally and backwards. Look at this. Can you see that picture? This is a centipede, and they like to eat slug eggs, which helps to control the slug population. The word centipede means 100 legs, but a centipede can have as few as 30. This is the spider. Let's lift this up. This is where he's living, or she. Pine cones, twigs, and stems are the perfect environment for many beasts that like to hide in dark, woody places, such as spiders, woodlice, and centipedes. Spiders belong to the group of animals called arachnids. There are about 40,000 different types of spiders across the world, and they can be found on every continent except Antarctica. Let's count how many legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Now, I think they can't be found in Antarctica because maybe it's really, really, really cold there. That's something you should look up. One of my favorite bugs is a ladybug. The ladybug is right here. Hay, straw, and dry leaves provide warmth and shelter to the hibernating ladybugs during the winter. Ladybugs are hardworking pest controllers. They eat aphids, which are small bugs that cause damage to our plants. You'll see that sometimes a lot if you have tomato plants. You'll see all these little spots on the tomato plants. That's from the aphids. Ladybugs can eat up to 50 aphids a day. Wow, and that's such a little ladybug. Now, a ladybug's red shell and black spots are actually a trick. See that ladybug right there? Because the inner wings are very delicate, and they are the ones that ladybugs use to fly. Those are the wings that they use to fly, not the red. The red is a shell that protects the little wings that they fly with. Ladybugs are a type of flying beetle, and they have 2 sets of wings. We just said that. The hard outer wings are used for protection. There it is. Now, the bright colors falsely warn predators, as that word again, predator, something that wants to eat that ladybug. They warn predators that ladybugs are poisonous, so they won't try to eat them. That's what the predators think because the ladybug is so pretty. So now it's your turn. If you want to build your own bug hotels, please remember to ask an adult for help. And here's some of the materials you'll need. You'll need twigs and sticks for the spiders, rocks and tiles for the snails, maybe some bamboo canes for solitary bees. That might be hard to find right now while we're all at home. You can find old wood for the beetles, or hay or grass for the ladybugs. And then you can put it in maybe a big cup or something like that. Or you could kind of try to make something like this with little boxes, maybe. You make your own. And you can put it outside, and hopefully you'll get some bugs or snails, or even you can make worms. Very simple. Just go dig up some dirt and put it in a cup and find a worm, but you got to feed them. You got to feed them leftover salad because they have to eat too. So you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Love you. Mwah.